The Tale of Gilgamesh. Long ago, in the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, there stood the magnificent city of Uruk, one of the world's. Its towering walls, wide streets, and grand temples were unmatched, symbols of human ambition and divine favor. Ruling over this mighty city was King Gilgamesh, a figure unlike any other in history. Gilgamesh was no ordinary man. He was said to be 2/3 god and 1/3 human, blessed with immense strength, unmatched courage, and towering intelligence. His body was powerful, his presence commanding, and his reputation legendary. No warrior could defeat him, and no challenge seemed beyond his reach. Yet, despite his greatness, Gilgamesh was deeply flawed. As king, he ruled with pride and cruelty, and no challenge seemed beyond his reach. Yet, despite his greatness, Gilgamesh was deeply flawed. As king, he ruled with pride and cruelty. He pushed his people beyond their limits, forced young men into endless labor, and took advantage of his power without mercy. The citizens of Uruk lived in fear of their own ruler. Day and night, they cried out to the gods, begging for relief from Gilgamesh's tyranny. Hearing their prayers, the gods decided to intervene. To balance Gilgamesh's strength, the gods created Enkidu, a wild man born of clay and divine will. Enkidu lived far from civilization, roaming the forests and plains alongside animals. He drank from rivers, ran with gazelles, and knew nothing of human laws or cities. He was strong, pure, and free, everything Gilgamesh was not. Enkidu was eventually brought into human society. He learned of Gilgamesh's cruelty and felt anger rise within him. Fate pulled the two powerful beings toward each other, and when they finally met in Uruk, the ground itself seemed to tremble. Their battle was fierce and relentless, stones shattered, walls shook, and neither warrior would yield. At last, the fight ended not in death, but in understanding. Recognizing each other's strength, Gilgamesh and Enkidu formed a bond deeper than brotherhood. For the first time, Gilgamesh found an equal, a true friend who challenged his pride and softened his heart. Together, they sought glory, not out of cruelty, but to make their names eternal. Their first great quest led them to the cedar forest, a sacred land guarded by the terrifying monster Humbaba, appointed by the gods themselves. Despite fear and divine warnings, Gilgamesh and Enkidu pressed forward. With courage, strategy, and unity, they defeated Humbaba, claiming victory and fame, but also the anger of the gods. Soon after, the goddess Ishtar became enamored with Gilgamesh and proposed marriage. When Gilgamesh rejected her, recalling the tragic fate of her past lovers, Ishtar's pride turned to fury. She begged her father, the sky god Anu, to punish Gilgamesh. In response, the gods unleashed the fearsome bull of heaven upon Uruk. Once again, Gilgamesh and Enkidu stood side by side. After a brutal struggle, they defeated the divine beast, saving the city. But this victory sealed their fate. The gods declared that such defiance could not go unpunished. Instead of Gilgamesh, they chose Enkidu to die. Enkidu fell gravely ill, cursed by the gods. As his strength faded, he dreamed of the underworld and mourned the life he was losing. Gilgamesh watched helplessly as his closest friend, his mirror, his brother, slowly slipped away. When Enkidu died, Gilgamesh was shattered. For days, he refused to leave Enkidu's side. He wept openly, something no king had ever done. In that moment, Gilgamesh realized a terrifying truth: even heroes must die. Consumed by grief and fear of his own mortality, Gilgamesh abandoned his throne and set out on a dangerous journey. He sought the one man who had escaped death, Utnapishtim, the survivor of the Great Flood, granted immortality by the gods. Gilgamesh traveled through deserts, mountains, and seas. He faced lions, darkness, and exhaustion. When he finally reached Utnapishtim, he begged for the secret of eternal life. Utnapishtim told him a painful truth: immortality was not meant for humans. Life was temporary by divine design. Though Gilgamesh briefly found a plant said to restore youth, fate intervened, and it was lost forever. Broken but enlightened, Gilgamesh finally understood. True immortality did not lie in living forever, but in what one leaves behind. Gilgamesh returned to Uruk a changed man. He ruled with wisdom instead of cruelty, protected his people, and took pride not in power, but in creation. The mighty walls of Uruk, the city's prosperity, and the stories of his journey became his eternal legacy. Though Gilgamesh died, like all humans, his name lived on. The Epic of Gilgamesh remains one of the earliest stories known to humanity, a timeless tale of friendship, loss, ambition, and the search for meaning. It reminds us that life is precious not because it lasts forever, but because it does not. More stories coming. Like and subscribe.